104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Good morning, Houston. It's Tuesday, January the 28th of 2025 at 6:03 a.m. with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Right out of the box, I'm coming at you with Dream Talk. Are you
Dream
ready?
Talk. Oh, that's Eric's favorite
yay.
subject.
Oh,
when you-
Coming at you with Dream Talk.
Think
right
about
out
that.
of the box.
I'm excited.
I have no idea the circumstance. I don't know why you guys were in my room, but it was Special K and Ryan and Eric. And it was totally like
The men in your lives.
like a need. Like for some reason you had nowhere to sleep. My husband was not there, and I said, I guess y'all gonna sleep in my bed. And all of y'all tried to get in my bed and tell me I can also fit. And I go,
That's
and I
strange.
go, I don't.
Did you watch Snow White or something with the dwarfs?
I don't know,
That's
but
us?
it was Kevin to the further side, then Ryan, then you, Eric, and then me. And I said, hold on, I'm going to go get some water. I'll be right back. And I remember walking by Kevin because he was all snuggled and kind of laughing like this is how we're going to sleep. And then I came back and Eric was on the floor like with pillows and blankets. I go, I'm not sleeping on the floor. I want to sleep in my bed. So then I got in my bed and I remember what else happened. And there you go. Ta-da! We work together very closely and now you're in
I
my
mean, if
bed.
you think about it, we spend so much time with each other, and it's not a bad thing, but we really see each other more than we even see our significant others.
I don't think the scene, it's just the 4 hours. That could be enough because we talked to each other for 4 hours straight.
And how often do people
Correct.
in everyday life talk to the same person for 4 solid hours?
Even your own mate
no.
Correct.
at home, you unwind a little bit. One might watch something on their iPad.
Oh, totally.
There's a sporting event's on. You're watching that. Someone else is cooking.
Yep. And last night,
Different things happening.
But we're engaged with each other. That's the difference. You're right.
I made it into my
when you're
dream
with
in my bed. And also last night,
Was
you
it
know,
your house?
It was at my house. It was my room, my bed, all the things. And last night, my husband cooked dinner. And when we sit down to eat, we always say, "Oh, who wants to talk about their day?" And I said, "Oh, I'll go first." And I brought up to the kids the E.T. story from yesterday. We talked about in Scoop, where E.T. Steven Spielberg had to fight to not do a sequel. And I said, unpopular opinion. I've seen that movie once. I don't think it's that great. So I was trying to explain to the kids what E.T. was because they've never seen it.
Extraterrestrial.
And my husband has never seen E.T.
What?
Shocker.
He's
never
seen it?
No, he's seen the bits of it. He's seen the thing with Reese's Pieces. And I was explaining to the kids how M&M's could have been the candy. And for some reason, M&M said no, and Reese's Pieces became the thing. But
And they
when
were fledgling, by the way. They were about ready to go under.
Well, I think they would have because who knew that? Still now nobody really eats those, but we know that from the movie. Well, when I was telling them Reese's Pieces, well, I flubbed my words. And I said Reese's penis.
Oh my gosh, Roula.
Put a bunch of those everywhere.
And I said, because I go Reese's Pieces, and I started saying it, and they all knew what I was about to say, and I said it, and I was like, oh God. And then they start laughing because it's like silly. I was like, yeah, okay, we'll just get over it. Kind of like here, if one of us says something that's off, you know, and we're like, oh, we're gonna rib each other. Dude, these kids laughed. My husband laughed so hard because I have taught my children the body part words, of course, and they just thought it was. I go, I'm not talking about peanut butter parts. And like, it was just gave us a really stupid, like, hilarious laugh about Reese's Pieces. Now
it was innocent. It was funny.
I guess we'll have to watch E.T. and
You're like, God dang it, I don't want to watch that.
Don't go into it with that attitude like it's an obligation. You have to do it.
No, I'm just curious.
Have fun with it.
Because
It's
I
a
haven't
cute
seen it
movie.
in so long. I don't really remember all of it. I just remember, you know, Elliot and E.T. were best friends, and they tried to protect him from the government when they got found out. And Drew Barrymore was so cute.
Trick or treating with a
Yeah,
sheet over his head or something.
Speaking
I
of,
just remember parts.
dressed him up like a woman, with a woman wig in the closet to fake a doll.
that was funny. That
yeah,
word
camouflage.
that you accidentally let slip is in that movie. That's the one bad line that the Elliot says towards his older brother. He says that and says, "You've got this kind of breath." So
that was in that movie.
you got to be careful
Wow.
with
That was a big
the
deal
little
back
kids.
then.
Yeah.
Definitely do not remember that.
I saw a stat. They said don't schedule a staff meeting at 4 in the afternoon or later.
Yeah,
because
because
research found most they're checked out. So see,
Yeah.
like our 4 to 6 is like
10 a.m.
10, 11.
Well, if you think about it, like
11
typically
a.m.
on Thursdays we gather the entire staff together. So we're done and we tape interviews and various things. Sometimes a raw feed after the show on Thursday.
I know every Thursday we've done 2 in a row.
That's when our
And-
raw feed happens, the show
Yep.
for the show.
There's 2
At
up there
that
right
point-
now for the new year, by the way.
That's awesome.
There's a cat in here, by the way. We found
I'm
it
really
outside.
sorry. He's not having it this morning.
What happened? What does he want?
He wants to press all of my buttons.
Well, he's doing that.
That's what Kevin does every day.
Literally.
He presses your
Literally.
buttons.
Senti's in the studio. Sorry, guys.
Aww.
Do you want me to drive for a minute?
Yeah, Kev, give her a break. Up behind the board.
Maybe a minute, maybe an hour or 2.
Yeah.
Hey, it's real life.
Go take
This
him
is
to
what we
Studio
do.
104. Let him press buttons in there that don't exist. He'll just look at the colors.
Oh yeah, that back there's
Screens
a
and-
screen back there.
Stuff in there.
You just hit
Like
buttons.
distract him with other things that look exciting other than these buttons because it is very enticing in here. Lots of lights and
It is.
buttons.
It's
on the
visually,
board.
I would think, almost overstimulating to a small child. I mean,
Santiago,
it's really,
tell us what
really.
your favorite snack is at daycare. Let's interview him. What's your favorite snack at daycare? Is it goldfish crackers?
Like a year from now, we'll be able to.
Applesauce
ask him.
pouches?
I
What
know.
is it?
That's
Oh.
the best when you can start
Because it'll be
communicating.
2, right? In a few.
You done crying? Can you say hi?
March.
Can you say hi?
Say hi.
Hello. You are adorable.
Say thank you. Say you okay?
You're a handsome young man.
So he wanted to press the mouse, which clicks on things, and then wants to. You like the mouse? You like that?
Now he's,
What you want?
Now he's being shy.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
You just have to do
Millions
that.
of people are listening.
so fun.
No, but I was saying, like on Thursdays, you talked about how it is the end of the day. So Thursdays, our day starts at like 4 a.m. We do the show. We do all of the things. We tape a raw feed. And then it's time for the meeting. So a lot of times we're just kind of tired at that point.
I know. I was like, oh man, people might think I'm a jerk or something. Why is that guy quiet over there? I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just trying to stay awake.
I'm talked out. I just talked for 5.5 hours straight.
The sponge
And
is
it's
full.
not that that's a
Can't
hard
learn
job,
Anything
but-
else.
Don't you feel sometimes like, oh, that's all I got to say?
No, I feel like the information
Exactly.
that I
I got
hear
nothing,
in
Jerry.
there is not going to stick. So I need like a refresher afterwards. Because then somebody will say, "Well, didn't you hear that in the meeting?" Go, yeah, I probably heard it, but it didn't stick.
Yes, but then sometimes people like to start going into conversations about things non-meeting related
Oh, yeah.
that didn't need to be brought up in the meeting. Like, let's talk
Everyone
about...
has that, that
I
type
mean,
of
like,
person.
You're just about
Who
ready to
asked
go
the
out the
question?
door.
It's two people that have to work in like a corner somewhere that nobody else has to work in the corner, and they're talking about why the corner is so sharp on that countertop, and like, well, here's what's happening, and then the whole meeting has to listen to the corner.
Yeah, or it's like that person they're not full time, they're part time, but they really want to make a stamp.
Make their presence be known.
So then they ask all the questions. I was like, oh no,
Like,
we're almost
really?
out of this.
Yeah.
Especially Zoom meetings back in the day when everyone was doing Zoom
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. But I preferred the Zoom. It
That
was
was
great.
fine
I could
because you could
multitask.
just-
Because you could just
Yeah.
mute it. Ryan was in the bathroom half the time, or he'd be jogging so unprofessional. He'd be going on a trail while
I
we're
know.
doing the meeting,
I know,
and you
that
see
was
his,
bad.
you see the screen.
I know, that was bad. I shouldn't have done that. But
I'm like, Ryan, pay attention. At least
I was listening. It's
You're
not like
right.
I interject that much during the meetings anyhow. Not,
You know you weren't listening.
No, he was like,
You
look at
were
the
just,
squirrel
let me
over
just
there.
sign in the box that says my name on there.
Talking to people. Where in that area? Did they ever fix that bridge at your old house?
No, they decided to close it permanently.
Your secret.
The mayor, it was a cutaway in Jersey Village. The mayor of Jersey Village, in his infinite wisdom, decided that he would jam up traffic in all the different entrances by closing one of the primary ways that people got in and out of the neighborhood. Permanently closed.
I bet he's going to be so happy now that you're gone.
They're like, you're
Oh,
not
I'm
gonna
still
run for
there. I'm a
city
landlord.
council?
I still own property there.
And it'll
City
feature in
councilman?
tomorrow's prank call.
Oh, no.
Oh, yay.
Oh, no. You put me in the prank.
At least your address.
Oh, my God.
The
Lord.
Jersey Village one.
Oh, Lord.
Well, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, we have a chance for you to score tickets to see Katy Perry. We announced that show yesterday. She's going to be back in Houston on May the 7th, and the tickets go on sale this Friday. But all this week, we'll give you a chance to win tickets before they even go on sale. When you hear Katy Perry herself tell you to be caller 104, you need to call us on the request lines here. That's the straight up studio line at 833-390-KRBE. Isn't that funny? I still call them the request lines. Does anybody call and request anything anymore? They usually just call
during the
them
day.
They usually
Sam, they
request
used to
tickets.
request-
They go, hey, can you give me some tickets?
Usually people want something.
Usually it's text. It's easier that way.
Right, it's a text. But yeah, the studio line is 833-390-KRBE. So lock that in as your contacts to the Roula and Ryan show and to KRBE. So when Katy Perry does tell you to call in, you know exactly what you're doing. And you are caller 104 and you score the tickets, which is great. Now coming up next, if you could pick a movie to define your generation, what would that movie be? Well, we're talking to you, Gen Z.
Oh, Gen Z.
Oh, wow, they're getting Gen Z.
Gen Z.
I just feel like
That's my daughter's generation.
it's just through the millennials way now. Gen X, they just forgot about. They never mentioned them. And then
What's the movie that defines Gen Z?
what era?
Do you agree with it?
I guess that's our kids.
Yeah. That's like Ethan and Faith. And no, I think it's
No,
your
that's
daughters
millennial.
as well.
Faith is a millennial.
No,
she was born in 2000.
No, she was born in
98.
October
99.
October 20th, 1999.
Yeah.
98,
And my
she's-
nephew was born 2000, so they're the same graduating
She's
year.
the
Gen Z.
beginning of the Gen Z.
She's Gen Z?
97
Then what's
on.
millennial?
Yeah.
Like 80 to 97.
Oh, okay.
I
So
could
I
be
have
wrong,
one
but-
nephew who's a millennial and one that's a Gen Z. Then.
All these labels.
could be wrong.
So silly.
I don't know.
Yeah, still
Can
put
we
me
just
in a
have
box.
Jen smiley face versus Jen poop sandwich face?
I forget what it's called now. Is it, the next generation is Gen Beta or something?
Is it alpha?
I
I don't know.
don't think there's enough. They haven't been on this
They're
earth long
running
enough
out.
to really give them a.
It's just kids. We're just calling them kids. Here's your weather for today.
All right, so it's going to be kind of like it was yesterday. Might see some rain. It's going to be cloudy of a high of about 60 degrees. Right now, 53 degrees and 6:14 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Get ready. This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
KRBE.
Charlie girl.
Ah, there we go. Celebrity Scoop is on.
It's brought to you by Taqueria
Feels like a
Sarandas.
Friday. I'm sorry.
We're having
That's
fun
fun
behind
time.
the scenes here.
Are we?
I am.
I'm
we
stressed
are.
out.
Sam is stressing. Her
Whoa.
sweet little boy is here.
today.
Why are you stressed out?
Because my son's in here and I brought his trains for him to play with and snacks and milk and magnets and sorry Kev just turned off the lights. I don't know why the lights are right at his level. Like
It's
he can
okay.
just
Yeah, they're pretty
Everything
low.
is eye
It's like
level.
a
He's
party.
going to
There's
press
the
the
lights.
button or mash it down.
So
we're
we're
doing
flying
the
to
light show.
South
I feel like I'm in a
Carolina.
nightclub.
So you
Sounds
have
good.
him with you.
Yeah, my husband is doing a work event, and my parents, since they live on the East Coast, I was like, you guys should come down to South Carolina. We've never been to Charleston, so we're going to go to
Oh,
Charleston.
lucky. I always wanted to go there, but it's
Nice.
like I don't really want to invest
Yeah.
in going. Like
There's so many places you
Right.
can go when
wanna
you have
go,
free time.
but I don't want to go.
Exactly. And with Mark already being there, it's like, oh, this is the time for us to go. And so
Perfect.
instead of trying to do daycare with him, which takes like over an hour and a half, 2 hours round trip,
let me
and
know
then
what
the
their
airport, I was like,
what are they famous for? Their food. Let me know.
I keep seeing that oysters are actually supposed to be really, really
Oysters
big.
there? Huh.
Yes.
South
Yes.
Carolina.
All right.
And
Okay.
yeah, since
on
I'm
the
pregnant,
coastline.
I'll eat
Roula's all
the cooked ones.
in that world.
Well, you need those to be cooked, not raw.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. But yes, fried oysters
Sorry,
are
y'all.
delicious. Roasted oysters are delicious. Broiled oysters are delicious.
Kim and I like the ones. We like the ones that are like in the oven.
Yeah.
Baked?
roasted.
Thermidor, what are they called? Or what?
Oh, Rockefellers or Thermidors.
You know,
depends on what you put
I
on
like
them.
those grilled ones that they have at Drago's in New Orleans, but they also do them here at Rupor.
Oh.
Rupor is awesome. I love that restaurant.
How
And they
many
have one in
oysters have you eaten there, Ryan?
I haven't had the oysters, but everything
You should try one.
everything
They're
there
so
is
good,
so
Kev.
good. I mean, they have one in Sugarland. They have one in Memorial City. I forget what the other one is. But I was
highly recommend it.
I was talking to the owner of Rupor at Memorial City and telling him how much I just, my partner and I, Jen and I, love his restaurant. And he's like, well, enjoy it. He goes, because when our lease is up, we're not going to be at Memorial City anymore.
Aw.
They're going to tear down a huge portion of Memorial City Mall and make it an outdoor place like City Center.
Well, that has been a plan for a while, actually, that you don't dive deep in real estate in Houston. It's time for him to go out of the room. By the
Yeah,
way.
well,
Santiago
we
was
gotta- we
not
gotta step
happy
out of
with
the room.
buttons.
I just figured it was my
He
voice.
disagreed with your
with your
assessment.
story.
No, Memorial City's
No.
going away. And
Is there
Memorial
a
City's
substitute?
not going away, but they said that all the way, like that whole section, like where
They're
Cheesecake
changing the
Factory and all that stuff is all the way to Target. It's
Yes.
all going to be torn down, is what he was telling me.
Okay, so that first corner of the mall, that first section where the American Girl is.
Yeah, because remember that closed
Yeah.
for a long time
The
ago.
American Girl.
California Pizza
I know, I was
Kitchen
sad
area.
when that closed.
All that's supposed to be gone.
That was like a little piece of my daughter's like toddler years when I saw it was closed. Like, oh my God, that's the only American Girl store in the city. And there was one in Chicago, and I didn't know what American Girl
Yeah.
was until I had a daughter. And when my first daughter was a baby, my cousin in Chicago sent me an American Girl, like little baby, not an actual girl doll, but like the baby doll. It's called Itty
I have
Bitties
a
or something.
bunch of those in a
In a
big
case.
old case thing.
And she
They're
was
worth
like,
a
there's
lot,
there's a
are they?
store here that has a restaurant. It's like really great.
They pierce their
And
ears.
yeah, they do her hair salon. And so then as my girls grew, I got familiar with that. The first time we met, who is now my daughter's best friend, it was her birthday party at the little restaurant in the American Girl store. And I was like, oh my God, there's a restaurant here? And then when it closed, I was like, oh, it's like a little piece of my children's toddler time closing down.
It is sad when you see something that, your kids loved and grew up, and then they just tear it down.
The rink, though, do you think they'll keep the skating rink?
I'm sure they will, because hockey happens there all the time.
I would think
it's
so.
Like responsible for
That's
us, a hockey team.
That's probably a big money maker.
And by the way, I don't want to panic people. This is going to take years. I mean, it's going to take years because they have to wait for everybody's leases
what
to
Ryan's
run out.
talking about, look up Metro National. That's who owns the mall and all that area, and see if they've posted anything about their plans.
I've never heard of this restaurant.
Roupor. It looks like
really
Roux,
good.
Roux,
Louisiana type food.
Okay.
Roupor. Okay, let me tell you about the movies that define Gen Z. Now, Gen Z is listed as a 1997 to a 2012 baby. And if you had to think of one movie that's going to define them, because what movie defines Gen X? What movie defines Gen
I think for
Y?
Gen X, for like me, it would be Shawshank.
No.
But that doesn't define a generation.
That's like the 50s
That's a
or
period
something.
piece.
I was thinking of anything like
Breakfast Club?
the John Hughes stuff.
Yeah, the John Hughes
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
That would have to
All
be
the 80s movies.
You got those 80s movies. Okay, so it's Spider-Man Homecoming from 2017.
I can see that.
Which Spider-Man is that?
That's the first one with Tom Holland.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, who was playing him?
Tom
So it was
Holland.
Tom
That was his
Holland.
debut.
Yeah, that was a good one because that was kind of like an 80s film feel.
It was.
High school kid. And they
So
made
that-
it cool.
Tom Holland character debuted in Captain America Civil War before he had his own standalone movie. And then they did that.
Shrek is also on the list. Shrek 1. I prefer Shrek 2, although I'm not Gen
No, you're a
Z.
Shrek girl through and through.
But man, Shrek 2, I don't care about Shrek 1. Shrek 2 is the
No?
one that I live
Yeah, my
by.
son liked Shrek a lot. I remember playing that
That's
for him
like a
when he
big
was
one for
little.
them.
Well, in one, he was kind of ogreish. Well, he is an ogre,
Well,
but
he is
but he
ogre.
was kind of like not so nice in the beginning.
What was I watching? Was it Family Guy or somebody was making they did a fake. No, it was Robot Chicken.
Oh, that
Okay.
show's
They had
funny.
Shrek and his wife. What's her name?
Fiona.
She's like, I'm gonna look like this forever. And he's like, oh, great. Because that's what I want. My whole life, I've looked in the mirror and I hated myself, and people make fun of me. And now I got to marry you because you look just like me. No thanks.
Oh my God.
I don't want that. I want when you're the hot princess.
Shrek 2 is really, to me, I like it so much because of all the references that only like Gen X gets the references of Shrek 2. It was like the gift they gave to the parents of the Gen Z kids watching Shrek 2.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Because you don't know the jokes that he's saying unless you were raised in the 80s and 90s on television.
Just inside jokes for the adults.
Totally. Clueless from 1995 is also on the list of the movie that defines the Gen Z.
Okay.
That kind of sounds like older.
That does.
That's more
Clueless?
That's before they were born.
I didn't think that'd be millennials.
1995's Clueless is on the list of defining the Gen Z crowd.
That was 95.
And that was 2 years before they were born.
And that's such a strange
Millennials
story.
were like 10 years old.
That's true. But think about it. I mean, the whole concept of Clueless, it's like she basically falls in love with her stepbrother.
That's not the whole concept.
Well, not
the
the
concept
whole,
of
but I
Clueless
mean,
is
it's-
about rich girl in high school and the high school shenanigans. Learning how to drive. I'm on the freeway. Oh my God. And they're all screaming.
Fetch.
And then trying to build this other girl that's not popular into popularity. Anyway, aside from that, there are a lot of T-shirts that people wear in high school and now of bands they don't even listen to the music to. We always give Sam a hard time when she wears like a Nirvana shirt or Def Leppard. We say, name a hit from that band. And she doesn't know.
Or she wear Iron Maiden or something.
Well, that's how
She got
funny.
it
And
the
the
other
most,
day, though.
and the
she
most,
did?
say it again, Kevin?
She got it the other day. It was an easy one. I think it was a Guns N' Roses song.
Yeah,
Okay.
Guns N'
It
Roses.
was
She knew Sweet Child of Mine.
Did she say Sweet Alabama or something? Or
Alabama.
Well, listen
up
to
or
this.
something.
The top 3 most valuable band T-shirts. The top 3 most valuable band T-shirts. Having the
Stones?
highest average resale value. Number 3, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
What?
Oh yeah. Do you remember?
I've never seen
They were very.
$235.
They wear very colorful clothes.
I'm confused. Is this like the shirt you had back in the day and you could sell it because it's from that era?
Or a
Or is it
reproduction.
They look at the music T-shirts sold on marketplace sites between 2023, December of 2023 and September of 2024. And these are the shirts that went for the highest dollar amount.
Huh.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, $235. Number 2, Red Hot Chili Peppers, $241 for an original T-shirt. And the number 1 most valuable band T-shirt, Nirvana.
Yeah, I can see that.
$279.
Just go to Target or Walmart.
I know,
Hot
give them for
Topic.
$10.
You can get all 3 of those Red Hot Chili
Yeah,
Peppers.
how do you know
Nirvana.
it's
Not Earth, Wind, and
OG?
Fire.
Yeah.
You know?
You can usually tell when you look. I mean, because now they make them distressed to make them look vintage. But you can usually tell. My daughter, I gave her all my old rock concert T-shirts from when I was like her age.
My daughter will wear my Dr. Feelgood Motley Crue's first concert I ever went to as a kid.
Is that the original shirt?
Yeah, she'll wear that
Wow.
one and my
Does it make you
Tesla. I saw Tesla.
feel proud?
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
It's kind of fun.
she doesn't
Seen
want
it live
to
on.
listen to the music.
Tesla the car?
Yeah, basically.
That's what she's thinking.
Yeah.
We have this
Yeah, good
Tesla
point.
shirt,
What,
Dad, with a
this
car.
Elon Musk's? He had a band?
You're advertising the Teslas. Anyway, so if you have one of those T-shirts that are original, you can get very high resale value for those. Guns N' Roses also was on the list at $188 resale value.
You know, I think about these vintage T-shirts, like I mentioned earlier, Hot Topic, you go in there. I read a lot about some of these old bands like the Ramones, who never had a big hit. They never were on the radio ever, really.
Oh, yeah.
There's a cult following, and they're all basically deceased now. And it makes millions of dollars selling those
Yeah, I
T-shirts.
see that a lot. You're right, the Ramones.
People are texting us, Eric, that we missed a big one for the Gen X defining movie,
Oh, for Gen X.
The Goonies.
Yeah, Goonies.
Oh.
Princess Bride.
Oh, I didn't like
Oh,
Princess
yeah.
Bride. It's
As
so
you
weird.
wish.
Yeah, because that was like something you watched as a
Ferris Bueller.
middle school. Yeah, Ferris Bueller.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Those are big ones.
Man, we had good stuff.
Yeah.
I
80s,
know.
90s
People
for
are also
kids.
texting that for Gen Z, it should have been Mean Girls. When did Mean Girls come out, though? That's 25 years old now?
I'd say so.
So
It's
it's
got to be.
2000.
2000?
Yeah, so it should be.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right.
That's more
so,
like millennials.
coming up next, would you say that the job that you do, right now you're getting dressed listening to the Roula and Ryan show for your work day, would you say that your line of work is attractive, makes you sexy, makes you more attractive to people when you tell them what you do for a living? What would that job be? What kind of has you peacocking when you tell people what you do for a living? Standing up straight like, yeah, that's what I am.
It's because it's something you go, wow, I'm too dumb to be thinking I could never do that.
Or maybe it could be
NASA.
something like very manly, like I'm a construction worker.
There's a guy that I know real life.
That's what he
a
looks like.
He's a
A big beer
nuclear
belly.
physicist. And when he tells people he's a nuclear physicist so casually, they always double take. They go, wait, are you serious?
Nuclear?
Are you serious?
I can't
He's a
even say it
legit
right.
rocket scientist. And it's just always interesting conversation. Not
Is
when
that
you
sexy,
get into,
though?
not when you get into the minutia of what he
that
does,
sexy
but
or
the fact that you don't
intimidating?
hear that a lot, and that's why people think it's like girls like, oh wow.
But then once they start
You're so
talking,
smart.
play that one drop. Sounds boring.
Well, we'll go over it next on the Roula and Ryan show.
More of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Hey, if you're just tuning in to the Roula and Ryan show as you're waking up for your day, I just want to remind you guys that between 7 and 7, we are going to give you a chance to go to Katy Perry's show.
That's awesome. Less than 15 minutes, or just about 15 minutes.
Well, we jump into the window in 15 minutes.
You never know, though.
Yeah, you never know. She's going to be here May the 7th. The tickets go on sale on Friday, so be listening all day between 7 and 7 for Katy Perry herself to tell you to call us, and we'll give you tickets to her show. Now, did you feel like the job that you have kind of makes you more attractive in other people's eyes? Like when you are meeting somebody for the first time or you're at a party and you're breaking the ice, like, oh, hey, Allison, this is
I never
Eric, and he does this.
attractive. I've always thought just, oh, that's a cool job or an interesting job. Like,
it's a good
But it could make you
talking
more
point.
attractive.
Yeah.
Because if it's something
It's a
that's
good
fun,
icebreaker.
sounds fun or cool or funny, it's attractive.
oh, okay.
Or if it's like smart, you think, wow, you're really smart, you must be rich.
But that makes somebody attractive.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So one of our listeners right now texted us, I was a radar and ballistic missile defense tech in the Navy.
Whoa. That's
I'd be
important.
like, what do you know? Where are the aliens?
Yeah.
Why would your mind go to aliens?
They might know
I
some
don't
cool
know,
stuff.
because they probably have to, like when they do the testing for ballistic missiles and stuff and where it's going to go, who knows what else they see up there.
I bet like Navy SEAL.
I don't know.
Speaking of like military and stuff, see your Navy SEAls.
Think about
somebody's
all-
like, oh yeah, that's hot.
All the shows, like on Netflix. I think there's one called The Recruit and all these like CIA
Yeah,
type
season
shows.
2 just came out.
Yeah.
I think it was that, right? Or
Yeah, it's
Night
out.
Agent. I get it mixed up.
It's out.
Night Agent and Recruit on Netflix. I can't. I forget which is which.
Kind of the same premise.
It says if your job is not listed here as a quote sexy job, it's not really about that being on the list. It's about being passionate in your career. That's what's attractive. The values that you can have that make it attractive is wanting to make a positive impact on society, working well with others, constantly trying to learn and improve, prioritizing a good work-life balance, and a passion for what you are doing is number one.
Well, I
The
think there's a
passion for what you're doing.
Passion's hot.
It's
like you see somebody with a
attractive. Oh, yeah.
passion.
Yeah, they're like, oh yes, I love doing this.
There's a big difference between job and career, though. Like a job, I had a million jobs when I was a teenager. That wasn't going to be my life ambition.
Yeah,
but when you're
right
into
now,
your
somebody has
career,
a job if you're passionate for the job.
yeah.
but what's a career? You're saying that because you're going by age. Like, to
Well-
me, my career was orc and pest control when I was 22, 23 years
Did you
old.
view that as
21, whatever
as
it was.
all you were going to do? And not
but
that,
this
not
is-
that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you
No, I
want
was-
to do,
I was
then
doing
great.
part-time radio. I wanted to be in radio. But I'm just saying that was my career at the time. And I did it full-time for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. That was your
I'm telling you.
career.
So I think radio should be on this list because I've had more hookups
No, yeah.
through radio.
Honey, I have
than I ever did.
I have seen the men in radio who look like total trolls. You slap
True.
a radio logo on their shirt and girls are dropping their pants. I have no idea why. Okay, finance.
I don't know.
Is on the list of
You
hot
don't know?
jobs. Yes, you do.
No, I
Yeah,
mean, like,
right.
I
What
don't
a
know.
liar.
Give me a
I'm
Kevin,
just
come
saying, like,
on. Kevin's,
Does anybody believe that?
Kevin's
Give me
eyebrow
a-
went all the way back.
side-eyeing you.
Here's what's so funny. Like when I talk to Jen, she's like, "Honey, I started dating you despite what you do because I couldn't stand you when I heard you on the radio. Like I thought
That's
you
why
were
she
the
liked
biggest
it.
jerk.
Like,
and then she's like, "Oh, you're not so bad."
not so bad.
Okay, here are the jobs that are
Not so bad.
deemed very attractive. If you work in tech, tech. They say like data analysts, IT. That's very attractive because
Really?
you're smart and you know how to fix stuff. I'm like, I don't know what's happening with my computer. Come over here. Science, chemists, researchers, anything that requires a science degree is an attractive job.
Okay.
Really? I'm kind of shocked on that.
Cool.
Law, of course, attorneys.
That's because we're programmed as children of TV.
Yeah.
We watch TV shows,
Suits.
Suits and all that. Like now
Doctors
Suits
and
LA is coming out
lawyers.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Doctors and lawyers.
Yeah.
Of course, healthcare. Doctor was voted the sexiest job overall. The nurse
think
is,
about it.
is second sexiest.
Y'all are literally saving lives, changing I mean, it's such an impact, changing
And-
the course of somebody's life.
Well, also people don't realize, the dirtiness of the medical care. You're think of like a surgeon's everyday life is not pretty. I mean, their scrubs are covered in
Yeah.
it's disgusting. You know what I mean? But we're like, wow, you're a surgeon. It commands respect because they automatically know how to save a life. We assume. If there's going to be 10 people in a room and one of them is a doctor and somebody falls ill, everyone's going to look to the doctor and say, "Oh my God, what do we do? Do something."
True.
You know?
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
It automatically commands respect. Like, okay, you're going to be able to save somebody. Education is number 2 of the most attractive jobs. Teachers and professors who have a passion for what they do and they change lives.
Oh, yeah. My principal was so hot. Man. That come over he had.
The teachers actually beat out first responders.
No way.
Yeah. The teachers
Over a
are number
firefighter?
2 on the list. Number 3 is first responders, firefighters, paramedics.
Don't you think some of these jobs, though, might be, and I respect and admire law enforcement and firefighters, but
Just attractiveness.
I would think that it might be intimidating, though, because, ooh, that's dangerous. He could get killed or something. I don't know if I want to get involved with that.
That's a point. But for attractiveness, you don't think that. You're just thinking about,
What they look like in their uniform.
yeah.
That's why there's a calendar
And
in
out
here.
of it.
And the half uniform.
Yep.
So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the most attractive jobs and what can make you attractive, even if your job is not on this list. And the number one thing is having a passion for what you are doing. Because if you are single and dating and breaking the ice in a conversation when you finally decide to get together for coffee or a drink or dinner, if you saw somebody talking about what they do for a living and you don't really get it, but you saw the passion they had for it, you'd respect it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would totally
It's
respect
an attractive
it.
quality. If somebody's
wow, that's
so
really good.
devoted to what they're doing, they really believe in what they're doing, how could that not be attractive?
Or if they have like an ambition to maybe take that to the next level, or, I think that overall, would it be
I think
safe
that
to
word
say,
you just said is the most important thing.
Ambition.
Ambition.
yeah, to actually progress. Because if you went on a date with a guy or a girl and they're like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of shuffling through life, I don't really care. You're like, oh, okay, great.
I mean,
But if
don't
the
you
person
think
is like, well, this is what I do right now, but what I really aspire to have is a chain of blah, blah, blahs, and I'll have all these great ideas. It's about the ambition.
That's like catnip.
think about throughout the course of this show,
I'm a cat hitting the yarn
how
ball.
many women we've had on the air that were like, yeah, he has no ambition. He just lays on the couch and plays games, and
No thanks.
it's not attractive.
So there you go. Have passion in what you're doing, and you're going to get some.
Here we go. Time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
By the way, someone just texted. I'm a male teacher. When I was dating, I met girls with weird fantasies for teachers. So
Really?
I believe it.
That's
There you
number
go.
2 sexiest job.
There you go. Yeah,
Am I a naughty student?
you've been a bad
That's
boy.
awkward for the 6 o'clockers to hear that with their kids in the car.
Sorry.
Don't go to school and say that.
Texans defensive
awkward.
end Will Anderson Jr. wasn't fined for his hit on Kansas City Chiefs star Patrick Mahomes. However, Anderson has been fined $25,000 by the NFL for criticism of the controversial officiating calls from the AFC divisional round loss. Now, also, Pro Bowl running back Joe Mixon was fined $25,000 to the NFL for his criticism of the officials.
That was so 2 weeks
Joe's-
ago.
yeah, I know,
Let's focus
right?
on the Rockets. They went into Boston, one of the best teams. They just killed us like by 30 points like 3 weeks ago. We were missing Amen Thompson for that game. He was suspended, and they killed us. But last night we beat them in Boston.
Hey,
Thompson.
awesome.
Last second shot to win it at the with 0.7 seconds
Oh,
left.
those are the best kind
I
of
just love
games.
seeing all those Boston fans like, what?
We've been on the receiving end of that, though.
Oh, yeah, it hurts.
Like when you think, oh, we got this game in the bag, and then all of a sudden somebody hits a three-pointer.
This team is-
and you're like, oh my god.
We won 114 to 112
If you-
last night against Boston.
if you're
Our
into
record is
basketball,
31-14.
Roula,
Theirs is 32-15.
I know they had like 3 really terrible seasons a few years back. That's how we got all these great players.
Yeah.
This team is so much fun, so much energy. They're young. I mean, they got like 5 players all under like age 22. So if this thing takes off, they're number 2 in the West.
All right, for
So
a
if this
home
takes
game,
off, they could be the future like Golden State Warrior type feel to it. Like Astros, it could be like that for 7 years.
that could be fun. For a home game, would you guys be interested? I'll even
Yes.
put the, I'll
Or
even put the
interested.
bill if we get. Yeah, I
never know what to say.
I can never say it right.
Yep.
If I foot the bill, you
Yes.
got us all tickets.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
We could
you
all
had him
attend.
at
Now I
the
can't
bill.
pay for spouses, but I'm just saying, like, just the show. Would you guys all want to go to a Rockets game together?
I will. I love Kevin doesn't like sports.
No.
Kevin will go for the free beer.
I'll take
I'll buy you a bunch of beer, Kevin.
I'll take my wife in his place. Yeah, I'll go with you
why not?
anytime, man.
Sam's getting ready. Yes,
I
Kevin,
love
don't
that.
be a spoil sport.
Kev, you can watch Santi for me. Have fun with
But they have
that,
to be front
loser.
row.
Yeah.
I want to be on the
Courtside.
front court side. I've never done that. I did it once
Fence Daddy doesn't have that kind
for
of
my
money.
birthday. Tassos had season tickets.
Yeah, we had
talked to
season
the guy
tickets.
and we sat in the front for like a quarter.
Courtside. How much would
And that
that
was
cost?
too much pressure. I didn't like it.
It was too much pressure because you're right there and
I'm
everyone
like, these
see
guys
you.
are so fast, so big, they could kill you in 1 second by falling on
And
you.
you have to pay
Roll
attention
right
at
over.
all times.
Yeah.
You can't play on your phone if you're sitting courtside.
I wouldn't do
People-
that anyway.
Yeah.
I respect the game.
I hope.
But even if you want to take pictures and stuff, that's still distracting you when you're trying to take a picture of being courtside.
And bam, you get-
You're like, bam, here comes
Oh
the
my
play,
God! If
falls
you had
on
a
you.
flash,
A little boy
and you
did
hit a
that in
player,
Dallas this weekend. Kyrie Irving threw the ball across the court.
Oh, yeah, smash him in the face,
Poor
right?
kid blood.
poor kid.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
You always be
We'll work
watching.
on that road trip. All right. Coming up next, it's Roula and Ryan's Revenge.
This is where somebody messed with you and you got them back, but they don't know you got them back. Let's hear what happens next on KRB.